Hello YouTube, this is Judson Game 44 here, and today I am here to do every episode of Eddy Season 1. I'm going to be doing the first two episodes first, so let's begin. Just let everyone know, this came idea from Pie Guy Rules here, and I decided the reason why I want to do this is because Eddy has ended for about 8 years now. So yeah, I wanted to start to actually review every single episode of it, and also it's just pretty much for a fun way. Besides that, let's really get started. Episode number 1, Season 1. The touchables. Let me say again. The untouchables. Okay, that just sounds weird. Okay. For real, this is the first episode. This introduces Rolf, Kevin, Nas, Sarah, Jimmy, and the 3 Eds. Also Johnny and Blank. Besides that, let's begin. The episode starts off with Double D, who is the first Ed to be seen, in his house and everything, making his room. I actually like this idea because it's showing who is Double D and everything, his personality and everything. I definitely love this idea, how the credits first start off. But then Double D is starting to hear this ding dong. He goes to his door, there's no one there. He goes to the door again, there's still no one there because someone keeps ringing it. Eventually a bucket falls down on him, a fist happens, and pretty much just weird things, tricks. And then pretty much Eddy just comes out of nowhere, who is the second Ed character to be seen. Now, the question is, who is Eddy? Eddy is a character who is just pretty much like messing around and having fun and everything at first. And pretty much just being like a snot or something who's being mean. Double D is more like a clean, smart kid and everything. His room actually says it. However, though, pretty much what happens is Double D misses his magnifying glass. You know, that thing with your eye thing you see. But let's see. Besides that, for real, what happens is Eddy said, maybe you misplaced it. And Double D just immediately puts him saying, never. This is actually kind of interesting because you can easily see how much Double D will easily overreact. Because he says, ugh, I feel sick, I feel nauseous, I can't breathe. And then Eddy just dropped the bed on him. Yes, this was really fun, but what else happens? Well, what happens is next is pretty much they immediately go straight to Ed. Which is a kind of weird animation with the TV because we're seeing skeletons that look real life, look kind of weird looking. But it's kind of supposed to be a joke. I actually like it, showing Ed who he is. This is his first appearance on the show as well. And then that's all the first main 3 characters that have been introduced. However, what else is here? Well, it's pretty much all them dogfighting on Ed, and he's the winner. Then we're seeing Ed's little sister, Sarah, who is saying, where is she? My dolly. Polly Poo Poo, that's who. And then she immediately acts like a weird cat, bite on the couch and attacks Ed's stuff, saying, And then they all start fighting because Sarah is roughhousing with all of them, and they eventually all get knocked down. Sarah's on the floor, and the weird thing is, I think Double D has a crush on Sarah. Kinda weird if you ask me. How old are those two again? Both of their ages? Oh well. But besides that, for real, pretty much, Eddy starts saying, wait a minute. Double D's magnifying glass? Nas's doll? He immediately comes up with the idea there is some tutsy on the loose. Yeah, this is actually how we're going to meet all the other characters. We first meet Rolf, Nas, and then Kevin, and also Jimmy. All these characters are introduced to us. And honestly, I like the idea how they did it. We pretty much don't understand that much about Rolf and Nas, but Jimmy we're supposed to understand he is Rolf. Sorry. He is Sarah's best friend. That's the way how it's showing us. Of course, Kevin is always getting introduced as the cool boy, and the first time he said, dorks! Yeah, this is actually kind of funny. But pretty much what happened is, they're all actually working together and they would pay money to see it, and this is why we're seeing Eddy's character with money. Yeah, I definitely like this idea. It's definitely good. Anyway, they pretty much make up a sign thing saying don't touch, and they put it on Ed. And then pretty much Ed stands there while Double D and Eddie are sitting. Now, what is going on here? Okay, well, you see, pretty much what happens is Kevin comes around and says dorks, and then Johnny and Plank come around and pretty much touches his head because they have like the same haircut. And they get caught, and this gag is actually hilarious. First of all, let's see, Eddie goes over the fence, Double D opens the door, and Ed goes through a small little hole that's in the fence. This was absolutely very hilarious. It was so enhanced our personalities. And pretty much they all went behind a pipe to try to actually knock over Johnny. However, though, Ed always kept failing, and it's up to Double D and Eddie to pull him right behind the pipe. That really, I'm saying to myself, what is going on here? This is like a Tom and Jerry. Then again, this is what the episode's like supposed to be about. However, though, they capture Johnny and Plank, and they investigate him, saying, well, pretty much you know what happens. It's honestly a hilarious gag seeing all this, but pretty much what's going on here is Eddie and Plank, and pretty much they're spraying Plank with water, drip, drip, and it's making Johnny need to use the bathroom. And he confessed, but except that was just a lie, and pretty much they got money out of it, and they put him in a tire and everything. Huh, kind of seems weird for the series finale. Okay, I'll mention that once we get to it. But besides that, pretty much what happens is, it's just supposed to be showing us who are these characters and everything. Johnny never did it. It turns out Double D had his magnifying glass in his back pocket. And as for Sarah, makes more sense for her because it was under her bed. And they got jawbreakers, and I don't understand. Why did Johnny, Sarah and Jimmy pretty much, like said, push him over a hill saying, don't worry, Johnny, this won't hurt a bit. Oh, don't worry, Johnny, we know you didn't do it. It seems weird they would do that to him. But other than that, I think that was part of Sarah's plan because she knew where the tire was going to go. But besides that, the jawbreakers get spread out because of Johnny, which are actually humongous and everything. And then we get the end of the scene of pretty much these two characters, of all three characters chasing the drawbreakers in saddle form. Yes, I definitely love the animation and everything. It was definitely a funny and good start. And besides all that, it's a good way to introduce all the characters in the show. Of course, this is only part one of introducing us all the characters. Yeah, you pretty much get this. But anyway, is this episode good or bad? It's a good episode. Yeah, I finally... First of all, sorry if this episode took really long for like one episode. But yeah, besides that, it was indeed a good episode. It was definitely a good start to the series, and it was definitely still a good start now. But besides that, we're going straight to episode 2. Nagging to Ed. Oh, that is way more better than this. The Ed Untouchables. Why did they just say the Ed Untouchables? You know what I mean. Besides that, Double D is getting bugs and everything, collecting them, because he's a bug collector and studies them. Pretty much, we get some hilarious gags where Eddie's in a, like, rubber gloves he's actually dressed up in, and the boot is on top of his head. It's actually very hilarious. They all go to the forest together, all three of the Eds, and pretty much they get caught in a giant web because of Ed, and then we're hearing this game. Ed, and Eddie, sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-J. Yeah, that was actually very hilarious and kind of creepy because we're wondering who is saying this. And pretty much, we get this weird where they're all running away, but they don't know what. The Riasao eyes are in the bushes or something. But besides that, what is exactly going on? Well, they're all in the mud together, and then all the colors. Then they're in a trailer park and everything. And pretty much the whole entire point of this is where they're all in robes and everything, and they're in the Kanker sisters' robes, and it's kind of weird in a way. They somehow know the Eds already. Anyway, these characters are supposed to be the Kanker sisters who just moved in the trailer park that's right next to the cul-de-sac. Yeah, it's kind of weird that we didn't really get a chance to know about this first. But yeah, I think the reason why these characters were not put in the cul-de-sac was because they're supposed to be more like background characters and a version. I don't really understand, but I'll get that later in a discussion video about the Kanker sisters. But besides that, let's really get back into this. Pretty much what happens is they are pretty much this weird, creepy, flirty, but nice girls at first. make them food and everything, and their fish bowl too, which I want to discuss about something. That fish movie thing, it's actually kind of hilarious because it's fish puppets and everything, and I don't think it was drawing. I'm pretty sure it was people who made a little play and everything, put up screen, and then like edit it into the actual cartoon show. You can honestly see when you see these episodes, the writers were just having a lot of fun making the show look weird and everything. Honestly, it was definitely a good episode. But however, what happens here? Well, pretty much they all start fighting over the meat, but then they come to a senses with those weird kind of gross burgers, but kind of make it look like delicious in a way. Kind of weird for me to say that, but you know what I mean. I guess it's supposed to be like a burger taste thing. But besides that, pretty much what's going on here is that they're being weird, and then they dress up into these cute little girl looks. However, the guys are not really impressed with who are they're eating. They have the weird, disgusting eating where there's like things in it, like metal, and like Ed's slurping it, and like a big like meat thing, and they're eating it. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Pretty much what happens is they all start arguing and says, "Well, it's not hard. Things start changing around here. We're moving." Yeah. So pretty much they completely boss the Eds around and everything because they've been annoying her. Well, them. Well, you see, what's going on here is pretty much now it's changing where they're cleaning up their house. Which is kind of weird to say because they're not married or anything and they don't really live there. And may I remind them, they're the ones who made the food and they all just met and everything. Yeah, it's kind of weird start in a way, but the Kangaroo sisters are just being weird and I don't even understand what they're really doing. Flirting, but yet they're really being bossy house-wise, and they're kind of creepy if you ask me. Besides that, we get some hilarious gags, like pretty much Ed has like some kind of, what do you call that diving suit helmet thing? But yeah, he's in the toilets, and May is saying, "Make it shine." Speaking of that, did I even mention her name? May Kanker, Lee Kanker, and Marie Kanker. Yeah. Besides that, pretty much these three characters are pretty much like bossing the Eds around. And pretty much then we get these hilarious clean messing up gags. And pretty much what happens is they eventually all get messed up. Eddy snaps. And what happens is the three girls cry. And they said, "Us girls have to put ourselves back together." And the Eds are coming into the room like trying to say they're sorry, but they don't even say anything. May immediately says, "Have you already done enough damage already? Now get out of here and never come back." And then, "Well, you heard her, boys. This was quite uncasual." "Hello, freedom," Eddy says. And then next thing you know, you're seeing all the three Kanker sisters dressed up in their normal clothes, covered in green masks, and have all their hair pretty much drill all in together. And they pretty much have dolls of them. What about Eddy Jr. and Ed Jr.? Don't forget Double D Jr. And then you're seeing all the Eds running away. And they said, "That's it. Run, you cowards. Get lost. And don't trip on your shoelaces." Look at them run, just like a real man. I think I'm in love. And next thing you know, they're having an evil laugh. And the episode's end there. So yeah, what do I think about this episode? It was a good episode. The reason why I'm reviewing both of these episodes together in one episode, because I feel like both of these first two episodes are just to introduce us all of the characters. Now the next episode will contain a little bit more information about the other characters like Rolf and Nash, plus a little bit more about Jimmy and Kevin. But yeah, you pretty much get the point of what I'm saying here. However though, is this episode good or bad? It's definitely good. Yeah, it was very funny, and I definitely love the animation because it just looks like the people who were making the episodes at the time, it looks like they were just having a lot of fun making the simple episodes. These episodes are simple and everything, but they were definitely really great and funny. Yeah, I definitely love these. And pretty much, these are just very great episodes, and I can't wait to review the rest of Season 1. So, but until then, this is Justin Game 44, signing out. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye!